So, Harry Potter is one of the most successful franchises in the entire world, and it's well known and well beloved. It has been adapted from books to movies, blah blah blah. What am I even doing? I'm just gonna get right into it. What is the most useless class at Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry? Now, there are a bunch of classes at Hogwarts. I'm just gonna list a few. We got potions. Potions, it could be pretty useful, like a healing potion or a calming potion. A lot of the stuff, like a lot of potions, could be really useful. Flying class. Brooms are the equivalent of cars in the Harry Potter universe, so that would be extremely useful. Charms. Charms is probably the most useful class, because you learn a bunch of charms that could help you in your everyday life. So I've talked about potions, charms, and flying. There's defense against the dark arts. That is really useful if you're ever needing to defend yourself against something. There's also astronomy. Astronomy, I would say, is pretty useless, maybe. Yeah, it might be the most useless class, but let's look at the other classes. Muggle Studies. Muggle Studies is an optional class. So it's not like every student is required to take it, and it'd be annoying for Muggleborns to take it if it was required. And Muggle Studies could be pretty useful for people who, want to blend into the Muggle world. They could take a Muggle Studies class. If they're not a Muggleborn, if they're a half-blood or a pureblood, mainly someone who is from two wizarding parents, if they want to blend into the Muggle world, they could easily take Muggle Studies. So it's pretty useful. History of Magic, it's the same purpose of social studies in real life, to make sure that we don't repeat history. So that is really useful as well. Transfiguration. It's pretty useless. Now let me explain why. There's a lot of spells that, it's not just even in the books and movies, that the average person, or that someone would never use in their day-to-day life. There are very few, like Repair Fridge, should I pronounce that wrong, I think, and a few others. There are a lot of stuff that you would learn in Transfiguration that is useless. Ferroverto. When are you ever going to need to transform an animal into a water goblet? When? Actually, no. Astronomy is not the most useless one. Transfiguration, I think, is. Because in astronomy, you could find out the star positions to be able to find where you are if you're lost and you don't have a map. And then, study of ancient ruins. That one would be really useful, because if you're like, oh my god, what is this thing right here that I stumbled on while I was just wandering around on my vacation? Oh, that's a ruin of some ancient tribe. That would help. And then divination. Divination, I would say, is pretty useless. Seeing the future could be very useful. But it wouldn't, like Trelawney. If you've only seen the movies, you do not know that much about Trelawney. Do me a favor, if you don't know anything about Sybil Trelawney's character, go and look up the life of Sybil Trelawney and watch the video by a channel called Movie Flame, because that'll help you explain a lot. I would say divination is not the most useless, and I would say transfiguration is. Do you agree with me? Comment down below.